Okay, the variant calling has been done successfully. So if you do an ls into the VCF directory, you will see that a file has been generated. Let's look at that. Perfect. So this is the VCF file. What we are going to do next is to compress this VCF file. So we will use the bgzip command. So we say bgzip, we say vcf slash father.vcf. Perfect. So it has been done. So we have compressed it. The reason why we are compressing is that we are going to process this VCF further. We are going to manipulate it using BCFTOOLS. And some of the commands that we will use in BCFTOOLS require that we have a bgzip file. So that is why we are compressing it into this format. So that's about it. So now let's proceed. Let's clear the screen first. We are now going to index the VCF file. So we say BCFTOOLS index. We say VCF slash father.vcf.gz. So we are going to index it. Perfect. We are indexing because some of the commands in BCFTOOLS require us to use an indexed VCF file. So we are done with that processing. Now we are going to perform some basic statistics. We can count the number of variants identified. So to do that, we can say zgrep-v-c. Then in quotes, we give our caret symbol and hash. And then we specify the VCF file, which is vcf slash father.vcf.gz. So we have that here. So this one, what we are doing is that we are counting all lines that do not begin with hash. Okay, so those are the variants. That's what we are doing here. So let's count this. Perfect. So we have this here. So this is the number of variants in that VCF file. Let's count the number of snips and then indels. So we can say BCFTOOLS view -v, and then we specify the VCF file. Before we specify, we need to give the type. So -v here is used to specify the type of variants. So let's say snips. Then we specify the VCF file. Now we issue our pipe and we say grep-v-c. Then we bring this expression again. So this will count the number of snips for us. Perfect. So this is the number of snips. This whole expression here, we can assign it to a variable. So we can even say number of snips equals $. We say BCFTOOLS view-v snips VCF slash father like this, and then we say grep-v-c. We bring our expression here and we close it. So now we can say echo $number of snips. That will give us that number there. We can also count the number of indels. So we say BCFTOOLS view-v. Here we specify indels. Say VCF slash father.vcf.gz, and then have our grep-v-c like this. And we can get a number of indels. So we have that here. So it says what, 603. So the number of variants that are indels are 603. So these are things you can do. And I have a separate playlist that shows how you can handle and manipulate VCF files using BCF2. So you can just check that out. I'll leave the link to that playlist in the description box. So that's about it. So there are lots of things you can do here once we generate the VCF file, but we will do more later on. Now we are left with the last activity, and that is filtering the VCF. After generating the VCF file, it's important to filter and then get a high quality variant. Then you can use that for your downstream analysis. So I will show you how to do some filtering here. Of course, we've already started the filtering. The view command allows you to view certain variants. So for example, this view command we had here, we can use that to select only SNPs or only indels. So let's do that. So let's filter out and let's say we want only the SNPs. So we can say BCFTOOLS view -v SNPs. We specify our VCF file. We say -o-z. That means the output format should be what? gzip. We say -o. And then we specify the output file. So we will say vcf/snaps.vcf.gz, and then we run it. So now we will have the file created, and then the variant of the type SNPs will be in that file. So let's look at the file. It's in the VCF directory, so we can say ls-vcf. See that file there. That is the one here. And so here we can still count the number of variants in that file. So we say zgrep-v-c. We indicate our expression. We specify the file, which is vcf/snp.vcf.gz. So we have the number there. So the number we have, which is here, will be the same as what we did here. So that's how it is. So that's it. Aside filtering using the variant type, you can also filter using other criteria such as quality, such as chromosome position, chromosome number, etc. So we are going to look at a few examples here. So to filter, there is a command that can be used to do filter. That command allows you to specify expression. So to filter a VCF, we use BCFTOOLS filter. Then we can give our expression. But before we continue, let's go to the BCFTOOLS page and look at how the BCFTOOLS filter command is used. So this is the BCFTOOLS filter page. So here we have a number of tabs here. So for this tutorial, we will just use this flag here, the include expression. We will just look at 1 or 2 commands and that'll be it. So that's what we will do. So it allows you to specify some expressions that can be used to filter out. So let's look at some of the expressions here. So we have some expressions here. So you can just read more and then look at the examples here. Okay, so yeah, so we have that here. So let's go and then just issue 1 or 2 commands to filter. So let's do that. Okay, so we are here now. So what we are going to do is to filter and select variants that have a quality score greater or equals to 30. So we will do that here. So we will say BCFTOOLS filter. We say -i, and we give our quotes. We say qual greater or equals to 30. So this becomes our expression. Then we say VCF further like this, and we say -o-z, then -o. We say VCF variants. Let's say, let's just use this word. Let's say quality. Now let's just use a different one. So let's say variance.filtered.vcf.gz. That's it. So we can run this command now. Perfect. So now we can just grep into it. So we can say zgrep -v -c, and we say what? We give this one here, and we say vcf variant.filter.gz, and we can see that here. So you can see that this is the number of variants with quality greater or equals to 30. So this is a way to also filter out if you want to be stringent. Okay, so these are things you can do. So in a nutshell, there are lots of things you can do after you have called a variant and you have your VCF file. And the activities you can do will also depend on the number of samples you have. So if it's a single sample, there are things you can do. If you have multiple samples, there are stuff you can do. So you always have to read papers, look at the best practices, and look at examples, and that will help you to analyze your data.